Hello students, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today let's try to have a basic understanding on units of concentration. First of all, let's define concentration. Concentration of a solution is a measure of amount of solid that is dissolved in a given quantity of solvent. And in this tutorial, we are to learn more. And we have to know that there are different ways of quantifying concentration of a solution, and some of them are we can try to use moles of solid dividing by liters of a solution, and that one we talk about molarity. And another way of expressing concentration, we express it in terms of moles of solid dividing by kgs of solvent. And that one we do talk about molarity, and we are to differentiate between the two in this tutorial. And another way of expressing concentration is by using moles by using ppm, which is concentration in parts per million. And in this tutorial we are to have a basic understanding, and in our coming tutorials we are to have examples, numerical examples on those things. And in this page, on this page, sorry, we have to understand some of the basic concepts, because in our coming tutorials we'll be having numerical examples. Like, first of all, let's try to understand that we can express concentration in terms of moles of solid dividing by liters of a solution. And whenever we are dividing moles of solid dividing by liters of solution, we refer to molarity. And we have to take note that molarity is expressed in terms of moles of solid dividing by liters of a solution, and this one is the first unit which we can use it to express concentration. And since we are talking about moles of solid dividing by liters of a solution, we have to also know a formula of finding number of moles. And the number of moles, for us to find the number of moles, we divide mass given dividing by relative molecular masses. In our coming tutorials we are to have basic understanding, since we will be using numerical examples. And another thing which we have to know is that we can express concentration in terms of normality, and this normality we find equivalence ways of solid dividing by liters of a solution, and this liters of solution can be in a decameter. And in our coming tutorials, as I've already said, we will try to have numerical examples, so you don't have to worry. And another thing which you have to know is that there is a relationship between molarity and normality, and in our coming tutorials we will look at the relationship between the two. And another way of expressing concentration is by using weight percent. And this weight percent, first of all, we divide mass of solid dividing by mass of solution multiplying by 100. And in most cases, whenever we are talking about mass of solid and the mass of solution, we talk about grams, not in kgs. And another thing, we can express concentration in terms of parts per million, and this parts per million has got a lot of formulas which we can use to find the concentration in parts per million. And one of it is by dividing mass of solid, which in most cases we refer to grams, dividing by mass of a solution multiplying by 10 to the power 6. And we have to know that mass of solution is a combination of mass of solid plus mass of solvent. In our coming tutorials we are to learn more, since we'll be doing numerical examples. And the another thing of expressing concentration in ppm is by dividing milligrams dividing by liter. And whenever we have divided milligram dividing by liter, we also refer to concentration in parts per million. And another thing we have to know that we can express our concentration in terms of moles of solid dividing by mass of solvent, and this one we refer to molarity. And we have to take note that this molarity which we are talking about is different to this one. You can even have a 30 seconds comparing the spelling, you notice that here there's L here, while here we are talking about R. So you have to take note those differences as well. And another thing, we can express the concentration in terms of mole fraction. And this mole fraction, we refer two things. We can even we can first calculate mole fraction of solvent or mole fraction of solute. Whenever we are talking about the mole fraction of solute, what we do, what we are referring to, we first of all dividing moles of solute. Since we are talking about the mole fraction of solute, we divide moles of solute. We take moles of solute dividing by total number of moles, and this total number of moles is a combination of solute plus solvent. And whenever we are talking about the mole fraction of solvent, what we do, we take moles of solvent dividing by total number of moles of a solution, or total number of moles. And this total number of moles is a combination of solute plus solvent. And in our next tutorials, we'll try to have a lot of numerical examples so that each and every one of you should have a basic understanding or be able to solve any question relating to these two. And another thing, we have to know that in most cases, a lot of students, they are not familiar with expressing concentration in terms of parts per million and normality. And in our coming tutorials, as I've already promised, we are to learn more, since we'll be focusing on numerical examples. And another thing which we have to know also is that in some questions, they will be giving us this moral concentration, and whenever we are talking about moral concentration, we refer to morality, and whenever we are talking about moral concentration, we refer morality. So you have to take note these terminologies. This is in some numerical questions, they will be using moral concentration and molar concentration instead of morality and morality. So you have to take note on those things as well. And the lastly for today, we have to know that a direction is a solution. A dilute solution is one that contains a small amount of solute, while a concentrated solution contains a large amount of solute. And in our next tutorials, we'll try to learn more, as I've already focused. As I've already said, this one is just an introductory part. That's it for today. And if you want to learn more on physics, chemistry, please visit our website, which is www.schoolsonlinemw.com, www.schoolsonlinemw.com. Or if it is not clear, you can even try to check here, Schools Online, www.schoolsonlinemw.com, for more physics, chemistry, mathematics, and other tutorials. That's it for now. See you in our next tutorials. Remember to subscribe